Hello, this is Dave with Unite Through Curiosity. Today we're going to be talking about democratic tactics as recorded from the Plandemic 2 documentary with Nancy Pelosi, Brian Stelter, and late night talk show host.
You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it. And then you write it, and they'll say, see, it's reported in the press. So they have that validation that the press reported the smear, and then it's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made. And it's a tactic.
This is my opinion on the words of Nancy Pelosi's tactic, a brilliant marketing tool. And when I stop and think about this, this is something perhaps we all do subconsciously. The only thing is we don't have the media and other sources behind the things that we say and do. She says, smear somebody with falsehoods and all of the rest, and then you merchandise it. And then you, which is talking about the media, writes it. And they, who are your cronies, say, see, it is reported in the press. So they, the audience, have validation that the press reported the smear, and then it is called the wrap-up smear. Then Nancy says, now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made. Can the same be done with a distorted promotion?
Amazon has transformed its operations in response to COVID-19 to protect employees and keep packages flowing.
The company is keeping its employees safe and healthy while still delivering those packages to your doorstep. The company is keeping its employees safe. The company is keeping its employees safe. Millions of Americans staying at home are relying on Amazon.
And that is how it works. It's like a house of mirrors, where you're seeing the same thing over and over and over again, except it's distorted.
This is using the same ideals of the smear of Nancy Pelosi and applying it to Brian Stelter's portion of the video that he made. It says you promote something with compassion and all the rest, and then the media markets it to its audience. Is this something that happened with the coronavirus? Then the media publishes it, and their cronies, the media, allows you to see that it is reported everywhere in their media outlets, so its audience has validation through media mirroring. It is everywhere. Is this a tactic or a policy? Does late night talk do the same?
Welcome back, everybody.
News personalities are not the only high-paid actors to serve the propaganda machine. Most late-night talk shows are owned by the same corporate overlords and thus follow the same script, only laced with a laugh.
Our main story tonight concerns conspiracy theories.
Last Week Tonight with John Oliver featured a skit entitled Coronavirus Conspiracy Theories.
Like the claim that the moon landing was faked.
First thing to note here is that Mr. Oliver opens with commentary about conspiracy theories that are completely unrelated to coronavirus. This is a standard tactic used by propagandists to set a tone so that anything that follows will be seen through the lens of absurdity.
Plandemic, a pseudo-documentary filled with a hodgepodge of conspiracy theories.
Mr. Oliver then does his best to debunk Dr. Judy's claim that she was arrested but never charged with a crime.
She was absolutely criminally charged.
This was not an oversight, but a blatant lie. Prior to the taping of this episode, Mr. Oliver had the official arrest documents that clearly prove that Dr. Judy was never charged with a crime. Mr. Oliver then attempts to debunk the idea that a beach, aka nature, holds any value in boosting our body's natural immune system. Instead of challenging the point with science, he kills it with a smear.
Everything that you just said is insane.
This is brilliant. What do you think? A tactic or a policy? Is it everywhere? Can you see it when you're watching TV and in the media?
There's an industry that is paid to go after and target journalists, whistleblowers, and inundate our consciousness and the images we see to try to ruin, destroy, or smear the idea that they don't like or the person who's delivering it.